President Trump has announced preparations for his upcoming meeting with Putin in Alaska, a location very far from this devastating war that is currently ongoing on our sovereign land, a brutal war that, in any case, absolutely cannot be ended without us, without Ukraine. Ukrainians will absolutely not give their precious land to the occupier. Any decisions made against us, any decisions made without Ukraine are, at the same time, decisions against peace. They will achieve nothing. These are truly dead decisions. They will absolutely never work.
Well, you're looking at territory that's been fought over for 3.5 years with, a lot of Russians have died, a lot of Ukrainians have died. So we're looking at that, but we're actually looking to get some back and some swapping. It's complicated. It's actually nothing easy. It's very complicated, but we're going to get some back. We're going to get some switched. There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both.
Dear Ukrainians, both men and women, President Trump has announced preparations for his upcoming meeting with Putin in Alaska, a location very far from this devastating war that is currently ongoing on our sovereign land, against our resilient people, a brutal war that, in any case, absolutely cannot be ended without us, without Ukraine. Putin did not truly believe in our brave people, which is precisely why he made his ultimately hopeless decision to try to take Ukraine. That was his main and most significant mistake, not taking the Ukrainian people into full account. I believe in our people. Because Ukrainians are strong, Ukrainians defend what is theirs. Even those individuals who are with Russia truly know that it is committing evil acts. Of course, we will certainly not reward Russia for what it has done. The Ukrainian people deserve peace. But all partners must truly understand what a truly just peace really means. This war must be ended, and it is Russia that must end it. Russia started this war and is deliberately dragging it out, completely ignoring all deadlines. And that indeed is the problem, not anything else at all. The answer to the Ukrainian territorial question is already in the Constitution of Ukraine. No one will, or indeed can, deviate from this fundamental principle. Ukrainians will absolutely not give their precious land to the occupier. Ukraine is truly ready for real and lasting solutions that can bring about a just peace. Any decisions made against us, any decisions made without Ukraine are, at the same time, decisions against peace. They will achieve nothing. These are truly dead decisions. They will absolutely never work. But what we all genuinely need is a real, living, and lasting peace that people will truly respect. We are indeed ready, together with President Trump and all of our valued partners, to work diligently for a real and, most importantly, a truly lasting peace. A peace that will not collapse or falter because of Moscow's wishes. I thank all our people for standing together. Ukraine exists. I thank all of our brave warriors for diligently preserving our precious independence. Stand firm. This is our land. We are indeed the people of Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine.
And I completely understand that. Just a follow-up. Are you surprised that Zelenskyy hasn't figured out by now, in years of war, how to deal with you and to deal with Putin without needing permission to make concessions from his parliament or from a national referendum?
Well, he's going out and getting what he needs. He's not authorized to do certain things. I said, well, you're going to have to get it fast because, we're getting very close to a deal. And he's doing that, and he's working with the European nations, and they're terrific people, terrific leaders, NATO. And as you know, I became very friendly with them. They agreed to go from 2% to 5%, 2% that they didn't pay to 5% that they've already paid. It's trillions of dollars. So, we're working together very closely. But no, in all fairness to President Zelenskyy, he's getting everything he needs to assuming we get something done. But I'll be meeting very shortly with President Putin. It would have been sooner, but I guess there's security arrangements that, unfortunately, people have to make. Otherwise, I'd do it much quicker. He would too. He'd like to meet as soon as possible. I agree with it. But we'll be announcing that very shortly, okay? And location. Yeah, please, please.
Mr. President, with this meeting with Putin, is this Russia's last chance to achieve peace? And do you expect Ukraine to make any type of territorial concession?
Yeah, I don't like using the term last chance. Look, it's, you know, look, this is two very, very smart people. They've been going at it and their predecessors also very smart. They've been going at it for 35 years. It's tough. And, you know, when those guns start going off, it's awfully tough to get them to stop. It really does. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I were president. There was no reason for it. So many people are killed, so much cultural destruction. You look at those magnificent towers, the most beautiful in the world. You know, the spires were considered the most beautiful in the world. They're all in a million pieces, laying on the ground, all obliterated, knocked into a million pieces. So sad. But millions of people have died, and very, very much set in their ways. A lot of people were set in their ways, but I think we're getting close. I mean, this was not my war. This was Biden's war. But the European Union has been great. As you know, they're purchasing equipment from us. They have a lot of money, and they're spending a lot of money on buying equipment. We're not spending money, but we are supplying them equipment. They're paying for it. And I think, you know, I think that a lot of things happened recently that would make this go forward. I'm not going to mention anything having to do with India, but maybe that had an impact. But what really had an impact was NATO has stepped up in terms of their spending on buying military equipment. You know, we're in for, probably through Biden and his people, $350 billion. $350 billion. When they hear these numbers, you're saying that's a lot of money. $350 billion the United States has spent on that. It should have spent nothing because it should have never happened. It would have never happened. And Europe is in for over $100 billion, which is, it should be the opposite if we were in for anything, but it should be the opposite. And I will say that Europe wants to see peace. The European leaders want to see peace. President Putin, I believe, wants to see peace, and Zelenskyy wants to see peace. Now, President Zelenskyy has to get all of his everything he needs, because he's going to have to get ready to sign something, and I think he is working hard to get that done.
Will Zelenskyy have to give up territory, Mr. President?
Well, you're looking at territory that's been fought over for 3.5 years with, you know, a lot of Russians have died, a lot of Ukrainians have died. So we're looking at that, but we're actually looking to get some back and some swapping. It's complicated. It's actually nothing easy. It's very complicated, but we're going to get some back. We're going to get some switched. There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both. And but we'll be talking about that either later or tomorrow or whatever.